Hello, evening, everybody's all has. I put my teeth back in. Stephen Vaughan just said in the comments, evening, lovelies. So good to see you in, Steve, VW Coco as well, and Matt Montgomery. Wow, so fresh off the back of the watch along earlier on today, Argyle did put in a much improved performance. Not perfect overall, but at least we were able to come away with a hard-earned point at Adams Park against Wycombe Wanderers. Today on the show, we have Ian joins us again. Evening to you, Ian. How are you doing?
Hi, mate. You're right. Hi, Gav.
And we do have below him, as he's just said, Gavin, cap on as usual. How are you feeling, Gavin, briefly after that?
Tired. I didn't even do the trip and I feel knackered.
And I did the watch along. I don't feel too bad, but I'm going to feel it in a minute, I think. So, yeah. So, look, thank you for everybody that's joined in already. There's a good few numbers coming in straight away, so that's nice to see. Yeah, the watch along, it was good to be back doing that. I also had my app running all the graphics again. A couple of little niggles, which I'll iron out, but it was good to see that working overall. And yeah, sort of pleased with the performance overall. I didn't get to see, for some of you that joined us on Thursday's show, I didn't get to see the Stockport game because I was away. I did listen to it with Aaron.
You're on holiday, Mike? Something?
I don't know. I don't think you mentioned that.
I wasn't going to say. But
Slide
yes.
one. Slide two, Pluto.
Yeah, I did load up all my holiday snaps for the end. Oh, right, okay. But yeah, so obviously, I knew how bad it was from listening to it and getting the update from the guys, and so it was pleasing to see a better performance. Like I said, still not perfect. I did think Argyle would start a bit nervy today, but I felt they were okay. Kept their shape a bit and brought the high press back in. But yeah, Wycombe probably edged it overall and were maybe unlucky not to take all points come at the end. But Cleverly's not happy with some of the refereeing decisions. I thought the referee had a good one overall. We'll get Gavin and Ian's opinions later on that. But the big one, unfortunately, only a few minutes into the game, and at the end, Malachi Boateng was snapped walking out with a leg brace. I wondered if he just caught a bad dead leg. The challenge, he effectively, I think he sort of chested the ball down. It went in front of him. He went to stick his leg out to kick it while the ball was still high, and the Wycombe player just came into him and whacked his leg. He did limp off, so I was like, throughout the commentary, I was thinking, oh, hopefully it's just a little bit of a soreness one and he'll run it off. But TC did confirm in the post-match interview on Radio Devon that it is he feels it's a serious knee ligament injury.
Significant,
yeah.
Significant.
Yes, it was significant, and I did even note that down. A significant knee injury, but that's his gut instinct. I think until the scans come in on Monday, then we'll see. But such an injury like that could mean he would be sidelined for a large number of weeks. And of course, because it's Argyle, why doesn't he go and just get his first injury for us and his first injury in a long time after we let Brendan Wiredu go to Salford? Look,
I think Derek Adams' favourite artist is Alanis Morissette. I think that's why we've done that.
I blame Luke. I blame Luke from his comments on the weekend.
Well, on Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
I said to him, I wasn't going to say it myself, and he went and jinxed it. So,
oh, yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. Let me just read some comments quickly that are coming in while we get underway. So what we got here. So Matt Montgomery said at the start, hi, gents. Hope you all had a good day. Thanks goes out to Mike for the another fab watch along earlier. Thank you for that. We've got VW Coco says 2 incomings. Max on Monday. TC says Chris Errington reckons Dale and Rules. We don't think Dale is likely. We won't say why, but we'll see on Monday because
I don't think Rolls will be there either.
Can happen. No, and Rules. not really had any probably pre-season either, and injuries and stuff. So Joshua, the Argyle fan, don't recognise your name, but apologies if you've been on before. He says, hey, good evening to you. Welcome to the show. Stephen Cooper says, evening guys, a good point, and I don't disagree with that. Better today, he says, Andrew T, good to see you. Jake Hillman, anyone heard any news on Boateng? Well, you just unfortunately heard me say it out, but let's just keep all our fingers, all our toes, and anything else you can cross for Monday when they have the scans. Where did you go, Mike? Well, I'll come to that later with all the photos. No, I won't, don't worry. A winger and another striker is desperately needed, says Daniel Williams. Evening to you from Facebook. Knee ligaments yet, as Coco just saying, as I noted from TC's comments, assumed so far. JC Tavi, evening to you, not recognise your name, so welcome to the show. Evening, guys. Fair point on the road. Back five looked all right to me. Need to get a couple more in. They certainly had their work cut out today. That was for sure. Tony Lane Plastering was also watching earlier. He said, hello, everyone. Tony, Teddy and Esther here in Winkley, representing the Mid-Devon Pilgrims, the officially recognised supporters group for Mid-Devon, obviously. Thanks for that, Tony. Shouldn't have sold Weirdo, as I just alluded to. Yeah, it's just so typical that that's going to happen to us. A couple of others there mentioned about the two players coming in on Monday. Nicky Shaw says, evening from just outside of Bristol as they head back from the game today. So, yeah. Well, look, those that watched the live show earlier would have heard enough of my commentary on the game. So I'm going to go to Gav first, who also watched the match. So just give us your initial synopsis, Gavin, please, of today's game.
Difficult place to go, isn't it, Adams Park? Luckily, we haven't got the shaggy haired dog as their manager anymore, which meant it's a little bit easier on the eye, and at least Duff wants to put it on the floor and play around with it, which is quite nice. Started with a team that I thought they'd select on Thursday to a man, which was, I think, pretty predictable. First 10 minutes, I think they come out the blocks quite strong, and we were a bit shell-shocked. A lot of crap press again, really. I think it's the only way to describe it. It was a bit disjointed. I think once Boateng goes off after 7 minutes, I think Ibrahim comes on and gives us a lot of energy. For someone who's probably barely played 6, I thought he did a really good job. He came on, settled in. His passing range was really, really effective in the first half. I think his passing range is probably better than Boateng's, and I think they're both probably just as good going forward. Boateng's a bit more physical, but hopefully he gets better soon. But I thought Ibrahim was a standout player in the first half. Apart from a bit of magic from our new number 9, it's still a bit early mirror on hoofball for me, I have to say. Away from home, it's still a bit lumped up to Bim. See if we can play off some scraps and get forward. The one time we put the ball on the deck and played well through the thirds and played some nice pyramids and got the ball in the box, we scored a great goal. But we didn't seem to do that again, really, and we relied a bit too heavily on set piece, which was fine. If we'd converted that scruffy goalmouth melee in the second half, which I think was, pinball wizard kind of type fuckery, basically. I think there's 3 or 4 attempts, and I'm with TC. I think Ibrahim gets absolutely cleared out. Anywhere else on the pitch, that's a free kick, and the pen's not given. I think the referee got a bit carried away in the moment, seeing the ball fly in and out.
Agree.
And the ricochets and everything else. But apart from that, we didn't. I don't think we huffed and puffed, but we certainly didn't blow the house in at all. While we're on top, I think we need to put teams away, and that's difficult away from home. But broadly, I was much happier than Stockport. It's not a really high bar, I have to say. But there we are. A hoofball like we did against Stockport, we did with Booker's bang on. Sort of notable redemption arcs, if that's a podcast type buzzword, which it seems to be at the moment. I thought Curtis looked back to his best. He was an absolute nuisance. I tweeted the only thing this afternoon was he made Grimmer have a grim afternoon. I thought he was brilliant down the left again, and looked back to his old self. So whatever that fitness niggle was from Stockport, where he looked quite lethargic, I thought he was back on it in a big way. Much so, I thought Hartridge had a fantastic game. He had a really tricky winger against him, and he didn't give him any time to turn. As soon as he got the ball, he was up his arse. Not literally. It's a PG show. So I thought that was much improved, and just conversely, the mirror side of the pitch, I thought Wes Harding also had a really good game at right back. Once again, every time their tricky winger got the ball, he was straight in. There was no time for him to take a touch.
I'll disagree. In the first 15 minutes, he struggled big time against Thomas. Big time. He just
the only reason he did his job, it was the midfield that didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can't, as a fullback, you can't mark two players. So he did his job well. And if there was a bollocking to be handed out, it's for Amici because he didn't track back. However, once Amici got into the rhythm of defending, both channels were much better than last week. Bear in mind, I think they played very wide. The pitch was stretched for the whole game, which when the ball went wide, we looked stretched. But when we got the ball through the middle, there was just a gaping red hole because their whole sort of middle and midfield was very wide. So if you look at first half, Ross made a couple of decent runs to set players up. Pleggy did the same, and I think we could have capitalised that on that a bit more and let them run out with the ball. Both guys can play football. Both guys can see a pass, and both guys did that pretty well. And I'd like to have seen that a bit more. I'm still don't think we've seen anywhere near the best of Harvey White. I thought he did some basic stuff today, but I thought he was kind of a Timu version of Adam Randall today, and I want to get him going into the game a bit more and owning the ball a bit more. If you look at their centre mid, and I can't remember his name, the guy they took off in the second half, which made me shake my head because he was best player on the pitch. He ran the game from that centre mid position. When he got the ball, he sprayed it everywhere and was always looking for it. I don't think Harvey's got that confidence.
Scovin, I think. Was that Josh Scovin, I think?
Scovin.
Possibly. Anyway, Michael.
I'll have a look in a minute. And then so Curtis was good. I thought Amici was effective, but he needs to run games. And we said this on Thursday night, the flip flop. Oh, Amici's come on and give energy. We'll give him the shirt. He gets the shirt. Saranola comes on, gives energy. Oh, Saranola come on with great energy. Give him the shirt. We need to sign someone, maybe we already have, who's going to just own that shirt and say it's mine. I'm not sure. And then the top two, Bim. I know there was rumours of a calf strain or not being fully fit. I think that showed. If I'll be honest, he was industrious, but that was probably it. In front of goal in the pinball machine melee, I think he should be a bit calmer with his left foot and slot it in the corner, but he kind of hacks at it, and the defender's only a yard or so away, and that bounces away, and then we don't score, as we all know. He didn't seem to have that mental aggression that he had last year as well. There was an area in the second half where ball goes over the top, and he sort of gets in between both the centre halves.
He does, yeah.
And he instead in the old days it'd have been like pinball, the pins would have flown everywhere, and he would have come out and then took it on and scored. But he kind of was a bit meek and a bit mild, so I don't know whether that was the injury thing, and he was thinking, well, I'm late, I'm tired, I might get back hung up. But last year his aggression to get to the ball was much stronger than it is and what I've seen this year. So yeah, I would probably give us a 6 out of 10. I've seen some comments on TC getting criticised for different shape and moving Evans out left. If you're 1-0 up and you can go 4-2-3-1, I think the theory was right. I just think nobody really had any legs left.
Although, to be fair, Gavin, when Evans went out wide, they did have a couple of good counters. I don't know why Watts was trying to shoot from 45 odd yards.
Well, everyone did. I don't know whether they all thought that, Connor Hazard's got a weakness of taking long shots, but that's his strongest point, in my opinion. Just sit on the ball and let people flood past you and pick a pass. But it was like, oh, we're up there. We got to try and score. We got to try and score, which was a bit panicky. Caleb Watts did okay when he came on, but is his first minutes since that in-house game in La Torre. So, he's not gonna come on and rip any trees up yet. But I think some of his touches were okay. But it was a bit of a meh game, really, all in all. I suppose the highlight for me, and I'll end on this, is Will Evans. That finish on the swivel was top draw. And for those out there that if that had been Tulai playing for Bristol today, then they'd all be using the Darren McAnthony method of relief about that, and saying what a wonderful striker he is. I thought that was a sublime finish. Hit the side netting, gave Connor Hazard no chance, no look, one touch, bang. I was interested. I was talking to someone from the club in the week, and they were like, "Oh, look at his XG the last 2 years. He's beat XG. He'll score goals for us. It's early, la la la." Because I think we all had this apprehension. Even Charlie Price has mentioned it a number of times that he's had some good chances and he didn't finish them. That will give him a bundle of confidence today. I thought he played a little bit better with Bim alongside him, and as I think Mark Edworthy and Aaron said during the TV coverage, it's going to take a while for them to get to know each other. It's taken Senny and Bim and Tulai months and months to get to know each other properly, and then they were effective after Christmas. This is the third game they've played together, so that relationship will get stronger, and I think will become a bit better up top. But we missed a Senny. If we had brought a Senny on in 70 minutes today on the shoulder, I think we'd have probably got another 2 more. Because
there was a lot of chat in the watch along about Teague and Finn coming on, but we had done our 3 sub windows by then, sadly, because
it'd have been an absolute handful if you got him the ball wide right and said run at people. Everyone was dead on their feet. It would have been like knife through butter.
Yeah, it would have been. But even they were cramping up. Even their top.
Everyone said, "Oh, everyone's a fit." Like when you spread it's quite a wide pitch at Adams Park anyway. When you spread the game so wide, so both their wingers are literally getting chalk on their boots pretty much every time they're in possession, you have to cover a shit ton of ground. It's not like the days where it's 2 banks of 4 and people are going at each other and it's heading it away and it's coming back and it's heading it away. Then you cover nearly hardly any ground. I thought that there was a lot of mileage done today. The stats
I agree.
Will prove it later. But for me, 6 out of 10. Really happy, really chuffed for Will Evans. That's a fantastic start and a great finish. But we need some resources and we need some cavalry. Luckily, we've got Mackenzie and Aseni and the skipper coming back quite quickly, so that will help matters and roll on end of October, beginning of November when we get Michael Baidoo, because he would have absolutely torn the backside of that game today with his quality.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. I agree with most of that. A couple of bits I'll come on to in a minute. But just to bring up the starting 11. This was the lineups from the team. The notable one in terms of substitutes today that was missing was Edwards, but I did read somewhere that he had a reaction to an injection, bad reaction to an injection. So that didn't help. But on the bench, you had Bradley Ibrahim, Caleb Watts, Alex Mitchell, Caleb Roberts, and Teague and Finn. As we've noted and cleverly also said in his BBC Radio Devon interview, that Boateng going off in around 5 minutes or whatever it was did not help, and obviously sucked out one of those windows that they could have used towards the last 10 minutes of the game. But we start with Murphy Cooper in goal with Alex Hartridge. Plegas Whaler, who I felt had a decent game, went off with cramp. Matthias Ross, Wes Harding, Ronan Curtis in midfield, Harvey White, Malachi Boateng, Xavier Amici, and then Will Evans and Peppel up front. Like I said, the notable ones for me that stood out where you're trying to concentrate and commentate at the same time, but Silko Thomas and Harvey, forget his full name. Where is he on there? Daniel Harvey, caused problems on that left-hand side. I agree with Gav to a point with and Andrew, I think it was T, said in the comments, when you've got Xavier in front of you, it's a nightmare for any right back. But Thomas really impressed me, was a threat, but didn't quite get any quality into the box. In the second half, you could clearly see there was a talking to, because Amici did come back and support Harding a lot more with a threat from Thomas and Harvey linking up. The one really good chance that came, and I've got the short they are, Sky Sports highlights in a second, but was the Mullins shot. I thought it was Harvey's game, but it was Mullins who received the ball just outside, I think it was the D of the box, and just lovely lofted it and bent it towards the top left corner of Cooper's goal, and it took all of the frame of Cooper and his tips of his fingers just to tip it onto the bar and out for a corner. It was a lovely shot. Lovely little shot. So yeah, I've seen that, Gav. Thanks for the note in the private chat. So yeah, there's the lineups, and we ended. So I've taken these snapshots out of my Vanticue platform, but we ended then the game with Bradley Ibrahim coming on for Boateng early on, Caleb Watts for Amici, and Alex Mitchell for Pleguezuelo with the cramp that he had, or not Mitchell starting the game, as I kept confusing bloody Pleggy with. It was my first game back, so I can have that. So yeah, in terms of the lineups and in terms of the performances overall, look, Ian, just a caveat: Ian hasn't seen the game. We're going to get more people that will come on and watch his away games going forward. And Andy's out and about today, so couldn't make it tonight, but he'll be back soon. So Ian, yeah, what was your thoughts from what you've seen in the highlights and what you heard of the game?
I actually thought get a point at Adams Park after the injuries we've had, and also with the injury of Boateng early on. I think that was a good result in the end. Cooper needs to be credited today for that Mullins shot. I think he did a cracking save. And again, in the second half of what the highlights I've seen, Wycombe are never an easy team to go up against at any time, let alone at their place. And I think with the way that TC had to do the early substitute, that did not help things. The legs are not there for everybody yet. They're not up to full fitness. I think having Harvey White, yeah, I agree to Gav. We haven't seen the full spec of him yet, but I think we will in the near future. Evans cracking goal in front of the away fans, and that's no better way to get that monkey off your back for him, getting that goal there in front of 1,500 fans. And every credit to the fans there today, because Michael Duff even said in his post-match interview, he said that the Argyle fans outsung the Wycombe fans there for quite a lot of the game, and that's fair credit to him for saying that. I don't know if I agree with the fact that the first 15 minutes he thinks they were the better side, but I would say Argyle give their own, what I've seen.
The first 15, if he said the first 15 minutes, Ian, 100% correct, it was all Wycombe.
Are they? Yeah, so that's fair enough. But like I say, it's what I've seen on the highlights. I definitely think that Argyle deserve that point. They should have killed the game off, especially when they had chance before that 70 minutes mark. And then obviously the injuries haven't helped with Pleggy as well, going off a cramp and stuff. So fingers crossed, it's a building a platform, and I would have took a point anyway today after last week's result, for definite.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, Ian. So I'm going to show these highlights in a second. They are, like I said, they are very, very short. What I want you to focus on is the superb worked goal that it was for Evans. The build-up that allowed him to take the shot, which he did turn on a sixpence, as I said in the commentary, and it was a brilliant finish. And I still haven't watched his miss. I said that on Thursday's show. I still haven't watched that miss against Stockport. But you probably could have gone from the easiest miss ever, goal to score ever, that he missed, to one of the hardest, and it wasn't deflected. He didn't miss hit it in any way. He turned and struck it brilliantly, and Hazard, as Gavin said, had absolutely no chance. So I'll tell you what, I'll quickly run those. There's no sound on this, but generally it's not. There's no one commentating anyway. But these are the highlights. They are very short, but credit of Sky Sports for these. This is the Mullins shot.
Lovely cross, lovely shot.
Yeah.
Brilliant save by Cooper. Absolutely brilliant.
Emotion as well.
Cooper-esque.
Yeah.
He is Michael Cooper-esque. That's a very Michael Cooper save, to be fair.
Yeah.
Let's go in top locker. What a great build-up this is.
Great. Yeah, look at that passing. I think it's that orange kit. Do you know what, Mike? I think it is the orange kit. They can see each other.
Yeah. Didn't help me on the pitch.
On the side, I thought you might be right.
Lovely turn.
Well, I thought he was more central, but he wasn't. So he went for the
No, it was. Yeah, it was top there.
There's a good save here coming up.
Ibrahim's again was that flicked that out. I think Cooper would have got something on it, but yeah, Mullins again actually. The free kick from Harvey White. Not you expect to hit the target from that far out. I didn't think he had a bad game. He was one of those where you don't really notice him too much, but he's definitely got some room for improvement, which is exciting. So that would be class. If that hadn't been allowed, we would have gone ape on Hazard, because he spills that so badly. You'll see it here. Spills it really badly.
Both the players are offside.
Gets away. Yeah.
So here's the penalty. Ready? Kick to the floor.
I can't.
How's there not a penalty?
I don't know. He's just booted and falls over.
Let me rewind that a second.
So no wonder TC's spewing. Like, in the melee, no one sees it, but he gets booted to the floor. The guy's nowhere near the ball. What? There you go. Just kicks it.
Yeah.
Referee's looking right at it, but he's caught up in the moment, I think, with the football.
He's watching too much elsewhere, isn't he? And he's missed it.
It's whistled to his mouth. I'm just going to watch.
He's absolutely booted him to the deck. It's a Stonewall pen. I mean, we've got to convert the pen. That's a different story.
I will add, and someone's put it in the comments earlier, the refs, they seem to let a lot go. This is disappointing from the free kick from Henderson.
Who does he out-jump? Ross and Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not Ross. Ross is at back post. It's Mitch and Harding. Mitch and Harding.
Right,
Harding.
Yeah. So that was the highlights. The other thing that was frustrating, if we take the pen, TC was really annoyed about the pen. I thought, Gav, I don't know what you think, the ref had generally a good game overall. We actually, I felt, won more of the fouls, free kicks, and Wycombe were not getting any, but they weren't really. There was some, I thought, maybe that should have been given, but I felt it was quite good to let it flow. I hardly mentioned the referee throughout the game, but that penalty decision, yes, I think you're right, Gav, the melee going on. Even I struggled to keep up in commentary with what was happening with the ping pong going on. The offside one is always going to be a tricky one. My instinct, and if I remember, was this when Ross charged forward and fed the ball to him?
No, it wasn't Ross. It was Pleggy.
Right, okay, thank you. There was a moment when Ross did charge forward, but amounted to nothing. But he got forward. But my instinctive reaction as soon as Evans picked it up was he was offside. So it didn't surprise me that the flag went up. But again, he did hit the ball in the back of the net.
I would say though that clearly they looked that back on the iPad or whatever. TC doesn't normally attack referees. Normally just says, "C'est la vie." You get some good, you get some bad. But to say we should have had a Stonewall pen and then an offside goal, A, probably means they've had a good look at it, and B, you can't really argue with the pen. I know.
No.
Who was it? Someone said, and Andrew T said about forget the penalty. What about Bim? Yeah, he's 4 yards out and he should put it away.
Yeah.
But when you get Polaks in the box like that, you expect to get a whistle. But I think he just gets caught up in it, in the excitement of the.
Sadly, there's no highlights of the disallowed goal for Evans. But as there's only one camera angle, and they would have seen the same camera angle, I'm going to disagree with Cleverly and say I felt instinctively it was offside from the view from that camera. But yeah, you're going to win some and you're going to lose some. I don't know how tight, because I would probably also argue that their disallowed goal could have been even tighter. In fairness,
no, their disallowed goal. Both the players are about 2 yards offside.
Fine, okay, right there. I'll take that then. So you are going to win some, you are going to lose some. I asked about it or Carl brought it up on Thursday about keepers not going down and all that rule now. And obviously, I hadn't seen the first game, so seeing that today, it was nice. Yeah, I think Wycombe thought Pleggy was trying to play it on when he went down, and Harding did it at one stage, but no, the game did seem to flow.
What did you think, Mike, of the Cleverly's comments about the early window for the substitutes? Because I think that was a valid point. Because if you're only 5-6 minutes into the game and you're using your substitute that early for a person who's not actually holding the game up unnecessarily, he was injured. Do you think that they should revisit that rule and allow you to put that extra window in for the players? Because you've got 6 or 7 players there waiting to come on in that 5 windows, in that subs, in those 3 windows, and use it in 5 minutes. It's not really fair, is it?
I think, do you know what? Life isn't fair sometimes in a match. You're going to get situations. I think, like with any new rules, get Gavin's thoughts after mine, but with any new rules, there's going to be some bits where allow a few games to go on and see what happens. You wouldn't have been complaining, TC, if the likes of Thomas had gone off in 5 minutes, because although he wasn't, he did actually create a few more threats in the second half, but he was still one of my star players for them alongside that Harvey. But Gav, what's your thoughts on Ian's comment?
I haven't been the other way around, and they were run ragged and were cramping up. We wouldn't have been all that happy if they said, "Oh, well, you had an early sub. You can bring on your best players or bring on fresh legs to run us ragged." It is what it is. But same for both sides. You get some luck sometimes you don't. And when you're 1-0 up at half time, you don't really make subs. I think if they'd equalised in the first half, he probably could have used that half time window as well to bring people on. But when you're 1-0 up at half time, you don't consider fresh legs unless there's a real tactical reason, I suppose, or an injury.
Fair enough.
It is what it is. I think I think TC's a bit bitter today because I think he feels that he's had a couple of bad decisions go his way, and then it's like, well, we need to look at this one as well. Which I like him. He doesn't normally get excited about referees or yellow cards or anything like that. So sometimes he spends more time in Diamond than he does on the sideline. Anyway, but I thought
chatting to you.
Right, actually, it was last time. Yeah, we were talking about cricket, not football. But it is what it is, and we are where we are.
He was even asked, I forget the Radio Devon reporter, Ian might be able to tell me, but he was asked about the VAR and how in other leagues in Europe that's filtered down and the different changes. He referenced something about this Norwich game the other day. I don't know what VAR changes there are. I haven't really kept up to speed with it all, but he said, I'd rather not want the VAR, just have the better performing officials in the games and focus on improving that.
The goal line technology is worth shouting out.
Yeah, that's good. That is good.
It's a goal or it's not.
It's there now. Great. It's easy. So if I just keep with the ref then, so Gav, how did you feel outside of that penalty decision?
I thought outside of a couple of the linesman's default for the offside, he can't give that.
Yeah, correct.
It was tight. It's a 50-50, isn't it? The penalty's a clanger. But I thought he was decent. I thought he let play go quite a bit. There were a lot of 50-50s that he kind of let go. There were a lot of they seemed to try and go over a lot early in the first half. Every time there was near contact, they tried to feign a foul. And I think the referee wasn't having any of that, which was quite good. It was one of the better I think we've had in League One, despite the couple of key decisions. But his general play, I thought, was pretty good. Yeah,
I just flipped. I didn't realise my camera wasn't mirrored. But
I'll take me hat off.
Yeah, I do like VW Coco's comment. What really cost us was not having a hydration break. So brilliant.
We did have one, didn't we? We did have one randomly when Pluggy went down. There was an ad hoc one.
That is true. Just going to read out some of the comments as they're coming through thick and fast. So let me get the old.
Hello, everyone.
So Stephen Cooper hang on, let me go back a little bit. Here we go. Green Army Radio, good to see you in. Spencer here, decent game to be honest, watching on Soccer Saturday. By the way, the two signings should be Owen Deo, as he is working with ATEC, and Charlie Whitaker from Tranmere. Tyrese Fornan, did I get his surname right, was talked about on the coach on the way up. Stephen Vaughan said to us this morning, former Argyle player, only played a few games though, back under Ryan Lowe in the 21-22 period. We said at the start, we all think Dales is going to not.
I don't think it will happen. I just don't think if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now.
Sadly, but Spencer, I get why you would have picked up on that with Aaron pitting out his videos. And hopefully we'll have Aaron on again in a couple of games' time to give us his thoughts on our start of the season. Daniel Williams says, evening. I think Wareham would be a great partner for Pepple and Evans. I have to agree Dale and Rules are not the answer. I think these signings will be loan deals. I think there might be, could be 2/3 with a loan deal because we are in £9 million in debt. Yeah, I said that on Thursday. please don't expect miracles. As any business, you've got to balance it in some way. I don't know if the Borough Whitaker thing has gone dead again. That would have been nice. Nikki Shaw also said, Mike JC Tavi is JC from the chat. Right, thank you. Our All Things Argyle WhatsApp group. So if you want to join that, please send us a DM and I can invite you in. Rambo's Nose says, typical Argyle luck regarding Boateng and Wiradoo. Good point on the road, but felt they were there for the taking until we ran out of steam. But equally, we were also there for the taking. The one thing that did disappoint me in the second half is we seem to just lose a bit of concentration and let a couple of players just find space in dangerous areas. And Thomas was one of them, but luckily couldn't make much of it. Stephen Cooper says, Dale turned down a deal with us because no one wants him. He wants to come back. Andrew T says, Ibrahim was also a lot mature today, which is a good sign. Well, don't forget, he did what Ibrahim does and got a classic yellow card today. VW Coco agreeing with Gavin earlier, hoofball like against Stockport. Spencer is talking more about Dale. I'll ignore that. But Bo Sundrop is in with us as well, listening in. So good to see you in, Bo. Hope you're well. We've also got Daniel Williams saying, I think Ross was about clunky in the second half, and Michi has glimpsed to be a good winger, but we need more experienced winger. He put in a brilliant free kick in the second half of Michi, but I just felt he wasn't really in the game in the first. TC said 2 will be in on Monday, as I noted earlier. What we got, let me just scroll down, see if I can find a few more. Tony Lane saying that was a class finish. I'd have been dizzy. It was a brilliant goal. And TC did say actually in his radio interview that he was pleased because he's been working on his finishing in training. So it's good to see him get the goal the way he did. Tranmere Whitaker started off at Everton, so Tom might know him. See what happens there. Also, the Tyrese rumour, he did play, I think, today, didn't he, Gavin, for Northampton?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so whether or not, because there's been rumours that the 2 signings have already had their medicals on Friday, but we'll see what we make of that. Matt Argo 83 is in. Good to see you. Evening. He says, why does it take 20 games for our players to get up to full fitness with other teams obviously ready to go? Just on that point, actually, and it was an interesting post-match in our All Things Argyle WhatsApp group. Gavin and I felt that the players were run all over the pitch today. I really enjoyed the game, in fairness. Yeah, it was scrappy at times, but it was good end-to-end stuff. And I think, you've got to expect that there's a level of fitness that you get to in pre-season, but getting into that match fitness, and this is the same for any player. Some will be better at it than others probably, but, it can take a bit of time. I think it knocked their confidence, obviously, on that opening game against Stockport, where they were run ragged as well. So it will take a few games to get into it. But as cleverly said, the players left their shirts and everything on the pitch at the end of that game. And I don't disagree. The same for Wycombe. And I think either side could have really stolen it at the end. If they, I think it was actually that Thomas who went down on 95 minutes who killed the sort of bit of momentum that we were suddenly gaining. What else have we got in here? Paul Bailey says, evening, guys. Tamlet and Foley manager. You had a game today or not, Paul? Let us know in the comments. Right, Graham Burns in. Mark, I can't pronounce that. Sorry,
Mark. I look like Paddy from Emmerdale.
He said, Who's that, Stephen?
The club on, Ian.
Did many go to Wycombe today? Rounds 1,200, 1,500?
1,500 and something.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, so they did fill out the stadium. It's a funny ground because behind the stand that you're facing, the camera's facing, is a field where they all park. It's a proper old school.
They did say that half the capacity in the home end for some reason today as well. I don't know why that is, but they had to reduce the capacity. They had to reduce the capacity.
Oh, yeah, they've got their little stand at the bottom. I can't remember what it's called. The
Beeching Road or something.
It's got a structural problem, so there's loads of scaffolding at the back. So I imagine they're not going to fill that one up if it's a structural problem. Or else,
I did comment during the game and he looked 2/3 full. So Cameron Miller says rude and uncalled for there, and not even accurate there, Stephen. He's sticking up for you there, Ian.
Thank you.
He was about to go and put his hand up a sheep's arse as well, just to get into character.
Oh God, I haven't watched Emmerdale in about 20 bloody years, thank God. Who's the midfield? Who's this Whittaker? Just quickly, that's been noted, Gav.
Is it Charlie Whittaker from Tranmere?
Yeah.
But he had all the way through the ranks at Everton in the youth, and now he's at Tranmere. Plays attacking midfielder or plays wide left. I don't know. I doubt it.
What do you think of the Tyrese Forner? He only played 3 games when I looked at his stats for us between July 21 and Jan 22. And
he wasn't memorable first time round.
No.
He didn't set it alight, did he?
That's what
I would say that's probably not a goer either. It is quite nice, isn't it, that for a change, right? There's 2 players who have had medicals and everybody's scrabbling around trying to grab a name out of the air. Because normally it's like there's a photograph done and he's spotted in Waitrose or Outland Road or buying a paper or having a foot long at on the.
They've been done in Exeter, Gav.
Sorry,
they've been done in Exeter. It's Luke's mate, Jaden Wirmas, right?
But they must be players from Midlands or somewhere, because to say it's easier to have a medical in Wycombe than it is in Plymouth would indicate that they've travelled from somewhere. I'd love to have Carnu from
Charlton,
on loan, because I think he would rip.
He wasn't in the squad today, was he, for Charlton?
No, he wasn't. But whether that's because he's been dropped or he was at Wycombe hidden away with a bag over his head. I have no idea. But it would be nice to have a champ level player coming down to, as TC keeps saying, better than the level on loan. That'd be lovely. Than looking from down, up, down rather. Although we've had some good players from the league below, it'd be nice to get someone young and hungry and fit and with pace and quality on that wide left, because it's begging, isn't it? You can't. No one's grabbed over the shirt and said it's mine. It's been up, down, in and out. And I think you could probably say Caleb Watts is probably now in that mix with Saranola and Zavamichi. None of them have ripped up any trees. Let's be honest.
No. So, I do feel that I've always liked Soranola from day one. I don't know what it is about him, but if he'd have started in the game today, I think he would have done a better job than Amici. Easy to say it now, but I just didn't feel Amici really, although we weren't brilliant the first 15 minutes, I totally agree with Duff. It was Wycombe, but you just felt he just didn't. I was like, where is he? I hardly mentioned him at times throughout the game, but yes, it is certainly a place that's open.
He's getting better week on week. He's getting more consistent week on week. He needs a run of games, but I don't think he's going to get them. Is my honest answer. Like Curtis has had a really good impact, but the last 4 or 5 games last season, he was obviously carrying injury. He didn't look great. He's come back in pre-season here. He didn't look great until today, where I thought he was back to his nearest best. I wouldn't say his best, but near his best. He needs to add some goals, I think, as someone said earlier, into his repertoire. But crossing was good today. He was aggressive in the air. He was back to his troubling best down that left.
And moaning at his teammates when passes didn't go quite right to him and stuff. So yeah, it was.
No, he is. He's back to his annoying best, and he gave Grimmer an absolute.
That's what you want.
Awful time today, and I think he was glad to come off. So we just need someone with equivalence on the left hand side of the pitch, and then you've got an Amici and a Watts to bring on to change a game and change a formation and all that good stuff. So yeah, it would be whoever's through the door. If they're in Monday and they add the medical and they train Monday, then there's a good chance of them being in the side on Tuesday in some way, shape or form to see what they can do for. Let's look at Bradford boys. They've ripped up the trees. They've played 2-1-2 and conceded a goal and went to Hillsborough and did a number on Sheffield Wednesday. So they're going to be no mugs next weekend, let me tell you.
And they've definitely gone for experience, haven't they, as well, in their team? They're a lot older team this year, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they didn't have a choice last year. They're just kids. They couldn't play anyone else. Although Barry Bannon...
No, I mean Bradford.
Oh, Bradford. Sorry, I thought you meant
Yeah, Bradford's gone for a lot older team, haven't they? So they've got proven experience at this level. So they're going to be up thereabouts this year, I reckon, at the end of the season.
I think now we'll come on to that more so on Thursday with the commentary game to talk about as well in a minute. But I think if they knowing how bad we played at home in the first game, they're going to come down to home park, and I think it's going to be quite clear that they're going to probably try and come at us from the off, get the crowd on the backs, and they might take advantage of it. But yeah, we shall see. I'm just going to bring up the player stats. These are from FOTMob, these ones, not what I've put down there in the captions, because I just checked and the API hasn't quite got the stats through yet. But yeah, so in there is Cooper, 7.8. For us, but yeah, overall did really well. Harding 7.2, Ross 7.1, Pleggy 7.1, Hartridge 7.6. Some people have said in the comments, and I don't disagree, the back line looked really strong today. Amici 6.7, which I do think is fair. Obviously, Boateng went off on 9 minutes. I would probably pit Ibrahim in the mid to late sevens. In fairness, White 6.2 echoes really what Gavin said. Curtis slightly under. The second half for me, Curtis disappeared a little bit when Evans went out left, and then he sort of came back into it a little bit later. So that's probably a little bit under, but Evans was 7.5, and then Pepper was 6.2. I think
Ibrahim got 8.
Sorry?
Ibrahim's score was 8 in FOTMob.
That's decent, that is. Yeah, that's a decent score.
The subs, sorry, and it comes under the subs.
Ibrahim got 8, so he was our star player, and I can't disagree with that. I thought he was man of the match. I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Interesting on the Pepper one there, because you guys watched the full match. It's interesting to see his stats were a bit lower. Do you think that was because he was a bit lethargic, or just not interested?
The potential calf injury carrying where he may have been forced to play. Gavin picked up in our WhatsApp group yesterday that he wasn't visible in the video, so everybody had a bit of the Argyle training video, so everybody had a bit of a panic attack. But so in fairness, probably give him a bit of due. It may have well have been resulted in that, but I completely remember the incident Gavin's on about where he's through on goal with the 2 defenders on him, and he almost just sort of can't quite get there and doesn't really do his, as Gavin said, his 10-pin bowling and knocking the defenders like Skittles out the way. So
he used to do like an Obafemi. You just see defenders going everywhere. Like when he scored against Pompey, he just smashed the guy out of the way with his chest. That's Peppel's normal go-to when he's in sort of beast mode. He ain't there yet. And I remember
seeing in the game that he wasn't using his body strength to stop plays. He was the balls, the hoof ball situations that were fed to him. A lot of them did go straight down the middle. They started off going down Curtis's channel, but suddenly then started going through the middle, and Pepper was just winning none of them. Star player for Wycombe was Taylor. He was solid in defence and got the good flick on for the equaliser for them. Thomas 7.2. He felt to me their biggest threat, but still wasn't really able to make an end product. And Harding did have him sussed out in the second half. The Harvey 7.6, I think, is fair. He did really, really well. Mullins, who had that shot you saw earlier, if you were with us. I think Oni Dinnan, I still can't pronounce it, and wasn't able to pronounce it properly during the game. He wasn't as effective as Liam on Thursday, the Wycombe fan, said that he was likely to be. Woodrow, and that came on the second half, as well as a couple of others, but not overly influential in front of goal. He had a couple of chances with balls to him, but didn't really make much of it. Let me just check what else I got here. Stats. So these I do pull out of Vantaque. To be fair, although Argyle did have moments like in the first half where they did sort of, there was a lot of high pressing and closing the players Wycombe down, wasn't there, Gav, that we're used to seeing, which when we got the goal, a lot of that was because of they were forcing errors from Wycombe as well during that spell. So possession 65 to Wycombe, 35 to Argyle. I'm expecting Steve to come in the comments and say we always tend to get good results when we're below 40%. Total shots 14 to Wycombe, 12 to ourselves. Corner kicks 5 apiece. What did you think of the corners? There was a lot in the first half of Curtis trying to deliberately pin it to Hazard's throat, but Hazard did really do well in his box, didn't he?
Yeah, I think we need a bit of variety. Last season we did really well without swingers. This season we seem to be reversing it, and then the right-footed players taking it and swinging it in, and the left-footed players doing the same. Hazard probably had his best game in a couple of years. Today, I thought he was excellent. No chance for the goal. Commanded his box well. Came out and caught. Came out and punched. His feet were pretty decent for Hazard. He didn't rip up any trees, but he wasn't disastrous. I think they probably know Connor better than anybody because they trained with him for 3 years. Puts him on his head and see what he does. But he coped splendidly. One, he flapped over the bar from a direct corner from Curtis, but other than that, I thought that we could have done better at corners. And I think there needs to be a bit of variety there. Now, someone said in our WhatsApp group earlier about like rugby line-out calls and how they vary, and if you've got an old player, you change him for that game. Probably need to do the same. We probably need a little bit more variety during the game because it's quite like we're going to put it in the 6-yard box, curl it in, and bulldoze the keeper, and they do that all game instead of having like the last couple of games. The perfect example was probably the back post one for Hartridge's goal against Exeter. Put back across and in on second action. Yeah, it needs. I think it needs a bit of mixing up. They're still good deliveries, but they're quite predictable.
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, you stopped quicker while I was just doing something, and I thought you would do. Yellow cards, 3 in total. It was Bradley, Ibrahim, and Harding who got the yellow cards for Argyle. No red cards. Fouls more committed by Argyle, but we seem to win more of them. Also, a few more detailed stats that I get out of the platform. For those that love a lot of stats, but the expected goals 1.89 for Wycombe, quite high, but in the second half is probably where the bulk of that comes from, to Argyle's 0.76, which is probably fair. The only other notable chances besides the melee in front of goal that Bim should have put away was the shot from Curtis that was just over the bar by a foot or two.
That'll be 0.1 XG though. It's outside the box. It's not going to be.
Right, yeah. But that was the only other real notable chance. Keeper saves also we get here. Goals prevented, offsides, passes, 78% of Wycombe's to 59 to Argyle's. But yeah, shots on goal, 5 to Wycombe, 3 to Argyle. Shots outside the box, which we seem to want to do a lot of in the second half, as we alluded to earlier. 8 to Argyle, to Wycombe's 4. And you got total pass counts as well there. So I don't have, I said it earlier, I don't have TC's post match, which I normally pit up. For some reason, it didn't record the sound when I clipped it. I'll sort that out for next time. But let me just read some of the comments before we sort of look ahead to the game. And as I was just looking when you sort of caught me off guard, Gavin, there is issues coming through on X. It seems to be okay on my stream account, but on the Block 9, I think it's a problem. But there is a Restream, which is a platform we use to stream it. There has been an issue recently with X comments. So if you are trying to comment on X and it's not coming through, that could be why. So apologies for that. It seemed to be working earlier because I had X comments in the stream earlier on today. But, there we go. So let's read a few out. I don't know where I last scrolled up to. Oh, there we go. Getting into the area now. So what the game, Andrew T saying, with the game flowing more, do we think that that's why the players are knackered? Well, that's what you and I were sort of saying and arguing in the chat, debating in the chat with our fellow Argyle fans. I did feel that they were all over the park today, both teams. So it's I
would imagine a lot more running than a 2 banks of 4, kick it up to each other, head it away, that kind of game. And according to commentary, I wasn't there, but maybe some of the guys that were there travelling back and said it was really hot today there. compared to the rest of the country. So
It did well. It looked nice.
Wycombe are normally a physical team as well, aren't they? So it's going to be physical. It's going to be fast paced. Both teams want it. So at the end of the day, it's still early in the season. They're not all going to be at their full fitness, are they?
No, I felt it was a really good game all round, commentating on it. Terry Orford saying it's not just better performing officials, we need better performing players too at times. Mark saying a long way to go just to get a point, but we'll take it. Now, you say that, Mark, but a couple of seasons ago, it would have been an absolute horrendous experience going all those to all those away games and getting nothing and played off the park. So if our away form helps balance things out again at the start of the season, don't want to just rely on it. But yeah, we'll take that point.
Well, just one positive. We got one more point this time this year than we did last.
Yeah, I think he's
we had now come, I think, fourth game, whatever it was. So.
I think 5-6 games in, wasn't it?
6.
Yeah. Bailey did answer my question earlier. He said no Talbot and Foley manager with our sponsorship said no game today, mate. We won 4-1 last Saturday, looking fit and strong, which is good. Stevie Vaughan saying there was only 6,000 there today overall. So yeah,
25% of the gate was us.
Yeah, that's good. Good away following, and each and every one of them should be credited with that. They were in full voice, weren't they? So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could hear the Wycombe fans get riled in that sort of second part of that first half. We need to walk the streets of Plymouth, says Andrew T, and see Charlie Price's interviewing. Yeah, see that on the new council area in the centre of town. Cameron Miller says, agreed, would love Kanu with what Gavin was saying earlier. Don't think he's even been on the bench for any of Charlton's games so far this season. Terry Alford said, I saw Francis Drake up on the Hoe today. Maybe we're signing him. Was he playing a game of bowls at the same time? But anyway.
He's
yeah. What else have we got here?
Cannons at home, he does.
Stephen Cooper, well done for Argyle keeping signings a mystery. No one knows, but I hope not Dale. Yeah, he is a bit Marmite with everybody. Andy has joined in the chat. Evening, guys. He says, latest on Boateng. Well, TC thinks it's significant. Got it right this time, gents. Knee ligament injury, but until he has the scans, we don't know. He did limp off, so he wasn't stretchered off, but we shall see. And Stephen Cooper says a fit in could do a better job. A fit Finn, could do a better job than Dale. Well, Stephen, if you haven't seen Dale's training with Aaron in pre-season, and Aaron did say when he came on that he's a much sharper and better finisher than he was when he started with him. If the opportunity was there, I'd absolutely take him back right now. Any final thoughts on the game, Gav? I'm just trying to think if there was anything else of note we've missed.
No, not really. No, probably just we've kind of brushed over Pleggy's first start for a while, which, friend of the pod and all that. Thought he was excellent today. I thought he was excellent when he came on, actually, for Mitch last week and got us some control with the ball. I thought he reads the game so well. He's got good pace. Yeah. He was calm on the ball as well, and I think he complements that back four pretty well. I think Mitch, again, like them all, they're going to need time to get up to speed. He's had no real pre-season, not played any football. We've probably used him too much because he's the hero of the day, and long live the prodigal son. And now he's signed him on a perm. We probably give him too much minutes, which is probably a TC mistake. Now he needs to have his workload rationed. I thought Pleggy was very good today, he hasn't had much football and he cramped up.
No,
nobody's purring yet, are they? Let's be honest. Probably Boateng would have been because he's the only one with a proper engine, and he got crocked after 7 minutes. So that's the only thing I would say is I think
typical, isn't it?
You need to mention because I thought he was very, very good today when he was on the field.
Yeah. Just quickly answer Stephen Cooper's asked for your thoughts, Gav, on Dale.
I like Dale. I like his engine. I like his tenacity. I like his pace. From everything that Aaron's sort of put out on Instagram or wherever it is. It looks like he's trying to sharpen his game. I have a few times nagged at some people while I've been working with Argyle a bit, and it's all fallen on deaf ears. I think they think I'm on commission. But for me, he'd have been in weeks ago. He knows the system. He's everything I think we need right now. It's just glaringly obvious that you have him on one side, Curtis in the other, and that was the team that went on a run and didn't lose from Boxing Day or whatever it was. So, only lose a couple of games since Boxing Day. So, I'd have him back in a heartbeat. I think he's a good player. I think he's got the great attitude. He seems to be a clubman. I remember just like lone player, but Reading when we were up there. The last kick of the game when we were drawing, and him and Curtis went on a run, and Curtis was greedy, and Dale was to his left. They nearly come to blows after the final whistle.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Absolutely in each other's face. I thought it was going to be a punch up. And I bumped into Derek on the way to my car after the game and mentioned it to him, and he said, "Well, they want to win football matches, so yeah, of course they're upset," which I thought was a great attitude. So that's just one living memory of Dale. He's a winner. He tries hard. Is he the most gifted footballer in Christendom? Absolutely not. But what he misses out in ability, he certainly makes up for in tenacity and pace and willing to get back. He's up and back. And if he's been polished by Aaron over the last 3 months, then whoever gets him is going to be in a good position for a left-hand side player, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see what comes of him. So we then move on to Coventry on Tuesday. So horrendous. I didn't watch it, to be fair. They did lose to Arsenal 3-0, wasn't it? That was last night. Is that right? Yeah. So their first game in the Premiership didn't start well. So that's possibly a little helpful bonus. I can't imagine for 1 minute, Gavin, that he's going to pit out a strong, a first team side, because I think with all their second players, they're going to still have a strong squad. But before I come to the lineups, how do you think that will fare on Monday night?
Probably very similar, if you remember, to Plymouth at home a couple of years ago, where we went 2-0 up and made them angry, and they brought Eze and someone else on, and we lost 4-2 in the end. I think they scored 3 in 4 minutes or something. And I was with one of my best mates who's a Palace season ticket holder, and we were 2-0 down, and I was giving him large, and then he went, "You've made us angry now. Look who's coming on." I was like, fuck him. And then it was like ping, 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 and he just looked across and he went, "I told you." I think it's going to be similar. I think we'll get some. You'll see my team in a minute. I think there'll be some young, hungry players on their team who are looking to impress. The manager. So I think we're the same with us. So we're not exactly blessed like Coventry with probably a squad of 25, 35 exceptional players. For our standard, I think that they'll do okay in the Premier League. But if you look at the bench they had last night, it's ridiculous. So I imagine there's going to be plenty as Mateta. Thank you, Andrew. That was a frightening 5-10 minutes, and you see how our Premier League can put the foot down if they want to. And we were shell shocked. I think it's going to be a similar game. I'm not saying we're going to go 2-0 up by any stretch, but I think we'll give them a good go first 5-10 minutes. Hopefully, a decent crowd. I don't know how many we've sold. I imagine it'll be 10,000-ish, 10 maybe 12,000, something like that. So for those who are listening in their commute tomorrow or whatever, Monday, sorry, I've gone James Storer in goal because it's the cup, and I think James Storer is a very good deputy dog, so I think he should get a game. Yep. I've got Matty Sarano at left back, Mitchell and Matthias Ross in the middle, probably Mitchell for only 55, 60 minutes, and then Plaggy on, but we need to rotate those three, or maybe even Hartridge on and give Plaggy a rest. And then I've gone Joe at right back. They said he was going to be involved. I'd start him and again, give him 55, 60 minutes and then bring him off. Midfield 2, I've gone White and Caleb Roberts. I would have gone White and Caleb Roberts even if Boateng didn't crook himself today and resemble Forrest Gump as he left with his brace. He does, doesn't he? Hopefully he'll break those shackles and run like Forrest afterwards. Who knows? And then I've gone left-hand side of midfield. I've gone Caleb Watts. Right-hand side, I've gone Tegan Finn. And then I've gone Peppel and Evans up top because we ain't got anybody else.
Well, CJ, Party Gamer Boy's pitting himself in a shout for going in goal. But no, I tell you what I like about that is Roberts and Finn. Did Argyle Academy won today, didn't they, Ian? Was he playing in that game? Yeah.
I think he was on that game. Yeah, he was playing.
Who was that? Roberts?
Caleb Roberts.
No,
Yeah.
Roberts was on the bench for us, wasn't he?
Oh, sorry, he was.
Was he?
Roberts on the bench for us. Finn was on the bench for us. Didn't get on.
Yeah, Roberts and Finn, wasn't it? Who didn't come
Joe
on.
Morrow didn't play. He travelled with the first team.
Yeah, forget. But they did win 4. Did you say 4?
Yeah, I mean, by the way, I'm just seeing VW Cocos. So when we sign Wareham and Carney, they might feature. Who knows? But that of the team we have, that's what I'd pick. The 2 unknowns in the door, they may start, they may not. I don't know, but I think we need to have a real good test of Caleb Roberts again and see where he's at, because it's even more relevant now. I think with Boateng injured for, I reckon it's going to be 10 to 12 weeks. So I think it'll be similar time back to Beidou, which will be frustrating. So I think we need to see what he's got. Tegan Finn's going to be absolutely chomping at the bit, and the person I feel sorry for in all this is Freddie Osaka. Because I don't think he's going to be quite ready yet. And I thought, he would have been my left-hand side start instead of Caleb Watts if he had been available, because I thought he's come back looking really hungry, and it's a shame that he's not around. I don't think he's available for the bench yet. But yeah, it's there's not much else to choose, boys, unless you change formation and go 4-2-3-1. But I don't see why you'd do that, because you're changing tactics, and the guys coming in need to replicate what we're going to do on Saturday, I would assume.
Yeah, Ian, I have got Ian's, I got Carl's as well because he sent it in. He's working tonight. But Ian, do you want to read out your lineup and why?
Yeah, I would go with Cooper again, because keeping consistent at the moment in goal, because he's building confidence. Mitchell, give him up to about 60, 65 minutes and swap him maybe with Pleggy if he's fit enough. Ross at the back, keeping them 2 together. Joe Edwards, I would put him back on the right side there, because obviously that'd be fresh legs in there, give him a chance to get some minutes in. Hartridge, because of that long throw threat, because I feel that could be an advantage against Coventry. Tegan Finn definitely out on the wing, give him a run. And Curtis, keep him on for probably 70 minutes and then swap him over. Maybe move Harvey White out on the wing then and bring Roberts in the middle, and then Watts in the middle just behind Amici. I've not been a big fan of Amici, but like Gav said, he's a Marmite sort of player, and he's in and out, and at the moment he's starting to pick up some form, and give Evans a run up front there. But Peppel out for a minute, because I don't see the point of risking Peppel for the full game if he's got a slight knock, because I think that could be the kiss of death for him against Bradford House if he gets injured. So that's the reason why I'd say put Amici just behind Evans on there.
I was meant to say that on Gavin's lineup. I tell you, when looking at these, the lineup builder photos, you could say Mitchell, Watts, Curtis, and Hartridge could feature on America's Most Wanted gang or something. The photos are just not the best, are they?
But if you look at their teams as well, according to that, Hartridge is still at Burton, and Cooper is still at Barnsley, apparently.
Oh God!
Caleb Watts and Amici definitely robbed the liquor store somewhere in Minneapolis.
Oh God! Right.
But yeah, I would just say that was the way I would go for it, because it gives the chance for the others to have a bit of a rest up, and we can bring them on as impact.
Yeah, I think the point on Bim is really valid if he did have that knock. But Carl's gone with James.
Well, he's playing deep, isn't he? Look at this. Story's up with the back 4.
He's getting cozy.
Good on, Andrew. Lovely comment.
He wants to get involved like Cooper today, as you said earlier, Gavin. Soranola, Harding, Ross, Edwards, Roberts, then in front of them with White and Finn, and then Ibrahim in front of them with
in a diamond for those who are listening.
Yes,
not
sorry,
watching.
yes, thank you, Gavin. That's what it's called. In front, Up front.
Michael, the tactician.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's it.
For
I
the pretty
remember now.
face, maybe not even that. So yeah, that's what Carl's gone for in his lineup. He is also included Pebble. I think Evans is a no-brainer because you want to try and allow him to get another chance or 2 or 3 or 4 at goal after that today. I think in terms of the potential, it's going to be Premier League sides can be very funny when the sort of the squad gets mixed up, and if they haven't trained well together, then although they're still brilliant individual players, it does give you opportunities. But I sort of worry a little bit with all the formations and that we're also changing it up. But what I really want to and hope to see is the likes of Roberts and Finn really then take their chance today. They're probably unfortunate because of the Boateng early substitution, taking out one of the windows. That I think one of them would have come on, certainly Finn. So I think get them both starting on Tuesday. I don't know why I keep saying Monday. Get them both starting on Tuesday night. And actually, do you know what? They could have a really good chance. But I think it's mixing it up with players that haven't played together. And so we could equally get caught out a little bit. But even if we do, I think it'll be one of those where Coventry might go and suddenly unlock us sort of in the second half. And then suddenly they come in and get 2 or 3 goals. But I think we'll give it a good shout, certainly for the first 45 minutes. But it is a chance for us to take a go. Go on, Ian.
We never ever played them in the League Cup in our history. So it's the first time on that. And also the last time Argyle played them in a cup game was back in the FA Cup. And we did lose 3-1, but we have beat them back in 1953, I think it was, in the cup game. But Frank Lampard will come there, and I think he realises what the home park crowd's going to be like there. I don't think it'll be an easy ride for Frank, because his last game there they lost. So who knows? I think with the younger ones, their team, and we've got no fear to play that night. And at the end of the day, it's a free hit. And if we can get into the third round since the first time since 2007 and 8, that'd be a fantastic achievement.
Yeah. As VW Coco's just confirming, it was a 3-1 defeat at Home Park. And Ian will know
was that in the Mirror?
I think it was Ian Baird scored in the 96 FA Cup game that they beat us down there. And
3-1.
3-1, yeah.
Championship game. Was that on the Mirror?
It was under Miron, yeah.
Might well have been. I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't think Rooney beat his mate Lampard, so it must have been. Yeah, it was on the Miron.
It was one of Miron's last games.
We were up Boxing Day up there, and we're 4-0 up down at half time.
That was Rooney's game, wasn't it?
I think that was Rooney's last game, or one of.
Oxford was his last one, wasn't it?
Okay, so it was the game before Oxford.
Yeah.
Still depressing for a Boxing Day.
Yeah, ones that you don't want to live in the memory for too long. Matt Montgomery saying we need width and a secondary striker. Let's see what happens on Monday. Coco confirming. I'm going to try and stab. Coco, is your name Andy? Is that what I remember you? Because I hate calling you Coco. I'm sure you said you were called Andy last season when we were on. Sam Branch, good to see you on it. He said it's if an offer comes in for Peppel, would be stupid not to take it. I think so. If it's a value and it can help us, bring it.
I can't remember the name. Someone on Twitter earlier was saying he's gone for 4 million yesterday because he wasn't in the training squad.
4 million.
And then today,
well, Aaron then needs to up his fees if Bin Pebble goes for 4 million.
He should be on a retainer or a slice of upside.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen Cooper said result of the day: Burton beating Leicester. Yeah, they went 2-0 up. Leicester did get a goal back, but it did end 2-1 away at Leicester for Burton. That one.
Whoever got sent off won't be playing against us if it was a straight.
That was a Leicester. Yeah, it was a Leicester player. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
fair enough. Then Sam Branch also said playing 4 centre halves across the back line doesn't work. How can TC not see that? Thoughts, guys?
Yeah, I think it does. I said this earlier. Is Hartridge a natural left back? No. Has he done well? Yes, I think so. Is Harding a natural right back? I think he is. I think he's a natural right back who plays right side of central defence if he has to. But they're so composed on the ball. for centre halves for wing backs. And Hartridge's crossing has really surprised me. He gets beyond.
He likes to get forward
beyond Curtis. Curtis.
No, he did in the first half. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, get
many times, and he's got a nice whip.
And the throws as well is a threat, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a bonus and an icing on the cake for me. It'll be really interesting when Mackey's fit, because I think Mackenzie might be on the bench Tuesday night. I can't remember what they said in the presser on Thursday, whether it was Tuesday or next Saturday he's back for. But
definitely back for Saturday, I think.
Is it Saturday? Is it?
Yeah, definitely back for Saturday.
It's like a new signing. It is a new signing because he played like 5 minutes last year.
Sorry, who was that? I was reading.
Mackenzie.
The Scottish guy we got from Aberdeen last year.
The one who wore a stadium seat that time.
The one who likes heading inane obstacles back into the stands. I hope to God he stays fit, and I hope that he challenges, because he's a proper left back, and he's hard as nails as well. So he could be another cult hero, I think. Although Hartridge has made himself one of them already by scoring and beating the scum. By the way, I don't know if you saw, there's a clip earlier on. It did make me think of Hartridge, guy from playing for Bristol City today against Newport. He was an ex-Newport player. They're giving him stacks all game.
In front,
he scores, and then he does a whole length of the pitch to go in front of the fans and give them an absolute hiding. And I so wish Hartridge had done that, of them calling his mother a whore for 25 minutes. The six-fingered inbreds up the road. But that would have been lovely. But there we are. I'm not having another whatever it's called GIF or whatever, me laughing at them. That's been overly used in the summer too much as it is.
As it was.
I'm going to blame Zudi for that. But yeah, I can't wait for Mackenzie to get back in and run of form. That'll be a really ding-dong battle there. And it does then mean we've got, if he does take Hartridge's spot, we've got a very accomplished left-sided defender as well in the centre half of Hartridge, who played. I thought he had a really good game against us down here last year. So
cool.
That'd be good.
I'm going to look to wrap up with your score lines, because it's been certainly a long day for me. And as you said, Gav, it was knackering anyway, just watching that game. So Ian, what do you think the result will be in that EFL Trophy game on Tuesday?
I would like to say with my heart, I'd like to say a 2-1 win to Argyle. But if Coventry put out a full squad team, and as long as we hold our own, maybe 2-0 to them. But I would like to see 2-1.
Yeah, fair enough. Gavin?
I think we're going to lose 4-1, and I think we're going to go 1-0 up.
Ooh, I was going to say 1-0 up and lose 3-1. So
I'm wrong. No, it's a free play. We need to get some players back fit. It's an unbudgeted game for the club. Fortune income.
Extra money if we get through, and the chance to play the bigger teams.
But the fact that there'll be 10, 12,000, 100 in hospitality or whatever it's going to be, will be really good. It'll be a great chance, to get some young kids out there. I think still summer holidays, get them to see a Premier League club and to get them into the ground and get a bit of early experience of what a first team game looks like. But
I think I've done well with the pricing of the tickets as well, Gav. I think they need to be credited for that to get the youngsters in as well.
How much are they? I don't know.
I think it's cheaper than a normal league game, isn't it? So it's the same price as the extra game. Yeah, so it's a bit more affordable for people. So fair play to the club for accommodating the school holidays on that as well.
Get up there early, get into the fan zone, get yourself a burger, and
get your rewards points as well.
Get your rewards points on the go. Now I'm definitely on commission of the club. Pack it out, sing your heart out, and who knows if they're not taking this cup seriously, which, let's be honest, when you're trying to survive in the Premier League, you don't, do you? You don't want to be. You put all your eggs in one basket, which is stay up.
Well, was it they got Hull on Saturday, hadn't they? And they beat Man United today, and then they got Man City right after as well, hadn't they? So
I had the game on. I was setting up the show, so I wasn't focusing, but I turned it on at 2-0, and I was like, oh, okay. So, but yeah, great result for them. So if we can do one over Coventry and then go and have an hard game on against Hull,
get Arsenal in the next round at home. That'd be nice.
So
I'd
we've
love to
got
have a home draw home again for it, because at the end of the day, it'd be bringing a team down here and nobody will want to come here on a Tuesday night.
oh god,
Well.
absolutely not. Coco saying it's 20 quid an adult ticket.
Oh, that's class. That
Fair play, yeah.
get out there. What's that going to be? 10 quid for a concession?
And
Whatever.
don't forget, Gav, you didn't do your PR well enough. There's also still hospitality seats going in club lounge.
There
Yeah.
are still off 26 now. I think there's about 130-ish sold.
100 quid plus that in it, something like that.
No, it's 80 quid plus VAT. It's about £96 altogether, I think.
Yeah.
Because the Thatcher's one was like 52 quid, which I said in the WhatsApp group. If you think like a decent burger and chips meal is going to cost you 20 quid these days, give or take, you could go there and chat with a load of people and have the easy access to a bar and a different view. It's not too bad, is it?
It's a lovely view up there as well, looking out over to get the pre-match atmosphere as well, near the away end. So
of course. I mean, 100 odd quid to go and club in the club lounge or whatever it's called. You get to meet Gavin as well. Look, so
now you'll see about 15 people cancelled tonight, and I'll be getting the blame.
They have kept him sat, I notice, in the corner, so to keep him away.
I'll be sat in cubicle 3 in the toilets again, as I usually am. Don't worry. They keep me away from paying customers.
Text his special number to get your slot now.
It's all right, but when the main course serve and Jeff's next door constipated, grunting away, it takes the edge off. But there we are.
Steve's got his ticket, so he's paying 96 quid.
I think he's treated himself this week, and he went away as well, up to Wycombe today, didn't he?
I won't mind being a pound behind Stevie Vaughan.
Yeah, he did go up to Wycombe, and that's where he told us in the WhatsApp group about the Tyrese Forner rumour. Alex at Argyle, I did see you in earlier, Alex, so I didn't give you a shout out. He says, even a positive point earned today. He's also in our WhatsApp. Oh, no, actually, sorry, wrong Alex. This is little Alex, who has his own YouTube channel. His dad's in our WhatsApp group. So yes, he says a positive point earned today. Just drove past the Argyle bus. Did it have a flat? TC was on his phone, hopefully calling new players. Mum, I want to come home.
You know what it is? Yeah, Tikka Masala, Bishwari Nan. Yeah, I'll be in about 9:15. Thanks very much. Cheers, mate.
But go check out his YouTube channel. I don't know if you've picked your.
He's brilliant. That man's got that.
It is really good.
Yeah, let us know if it is up in the chat.
You can tell Andrew if he likes high karate, Brute 33, or denim. I'm your man. Quality aftershaves for me, nothing else.
He's there with all the dupes that do around these days.
High karate is the way forward. Oh, and Insignia. That's my favourite. It's got everything. Shampoo and shower gel.
Mr. Hollett. We've got Simon and Paul was in attendance there today as well.
Sorry, Ian?
Yes.
It says Simon and Paul was in attendance at the ground today, because I think Simon goes back after the Coventry game, so maybe that's why the deals have been done for Monday.
I think Simon left after Boateng went off, and he just was like, "Oh, just don't tell me what you need to spend. I'm going to go back to the States."
I think Simon's done his Mr. Miyagi hands. Rub, fight. Go back out and do a crane kick.
One player out, one player in. One player out, one player in.
Well, to be fair, Weirdo didn't do that. I don't know if he played today, but they lost up there, didn't they? Salford lost today, I believe.
They did 1-0 to Chesterfield.
There we go. So
Boateng came off in about 60 minutes.
Yeah. And I think Shuey's team lost today as well. So
Bolton lose today.
Yeah,
they got a win in their first game in the Championship.
Ryan Hardy's still not started yet. He's been on the bench twice. So
okay.
Maybe Pepper will take a hint on that, not to go to Wrexham.
I did see Paul Bailey's comment saying no voodoo tonight, but he was on the watch along earlier, so he did slip in to Gavin's cubicle. I mean, to the show late on Thursday night, but yeah, he was in the watch along.
He's a big high karate fan. Loved it, especially the talcum powder.
Well done today, by the way, Mike. It was a good watch along in the second half when I got there. Really good.
Watch along in the first half, you'd have made it throughout the whole game. But anyway. I'm joking. So, Gavin, with the isms today, was Purcell and something else, I believe. You told me last Saturday.
Yeah, I got a bit carried away on Saturday, I have to say.
But we shall leave it there, an hour and 20 minutes in. But thank you, everybody, for joining us across all platforms. Please don't forget If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're not on YouTube but you have an account, please jump over there and subscribe. It all helps. We are check now. Actually, we're only a few away from
1 million subscribers. Oh no,
so yeah, 795.
6,000.
So we're growing. It's growing on there. So appreciate that as always, and everybody that supports us with the subscriptions as well. So yes, we'll see what happens on Tuesday. We'll be back Thursday for the live lounge where we will do a bit of a digest of the Coventry game.
So that's made my day, VW Coco. Soap on a rope. That is amazing. Oh. Insignia soap on a rope. This brings back so many memories.
Stamped it.
The random call group, the random call group today in the main group. Wasn't it from Steve, was it?
Oh, was there a group call in there? Was I didn't see
that. What's that?
It was like watching the press conference with it. Like all of a sudden everyone's going, what's going on? And Steve's just pushed the button in his pocket.
Mental. But Soap on a Rope, some aftershave, Dupe aftershave. I can see a nice new range of Block 9 merchandise coming now. So
I think we do need some new merch there for you, Mike. I think we need to be ripping some of this.
Yeah, actually, just remember the old car guy that you used to have back in the day, where you used to press the pump and he'd pull his trousers down.
Yeah,
we could turn that. And don't take this the wrong way to Gavin, and he taking the mickey out of all the bedwetters. Genius, I swear.
Sponsored by Dreams Mattresses.
Pissing on an Argyle single bed with an Argyle duvet cover set. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, God, here we go. Right, we will stop now. So we shall be back on Thursday. Again, thank you, everybody. And those listening on the podcast channels, post as well. Your support is always appreciated. Other than that, it's time to go to bed for me, I think. But